I was at the Thunderbirds netball in the middle of the court standing with my dad.
This is the first time Malia performed a Welcome to Country with her dad, Jack Buckskin.
It was very nerve-wracking at first, but now I'm fine, like standing by myself without Dad.
Probably the proudest moment, every opportunity I get to do it when she comes along. One, it's a teaching opportunity, it's sustainability, it's teaching her to be proud of who she is.
Jack and Malia are Ghana and perform Welcome to Country ceremonies around the Adelaide area.
So welcome to country is in being invited into another person's country. For us as Aboriginal people, we have our own family clan groups, and if we're not in ours, we're a guest to somebody else's, and we're invited into that space.
Welcome to Country ceremonies have become a common sight at all sorts of community events, from soccer matches, concerts and important meetings. But they actually come from a tradition that dates back thousands of years.
Our ancestors have lived within this space for a long time. If you come from a different land, you're seen as an invader to that space. So traditional owners are pretty much vouching for you and saying, this person's okay to come into our country, we trust them, you should trust them, please look after them.
Our people have always welcomed others onto country. It's not something that is reserved for non-Aboriginal people. These welcomes were given to neighbouring groups, neighbouring tribal groups who would walk across and spend time on other people's country.
This is Kirsty Parker from Reconciliation Australia. She says that Welcome to Countries are still a way of welcoming outsiders and offering a safe passage, as well as showing respect and connection to First Nations culture.
It's also about saying, we want you to see us. We want you to understand our relationship and hope that you'll support us in caring for this place as well.
We would like to acknowledge that this assembly is being held on the traditional lands of the Kulin Nations.
Along with a formal Welcome to Country, you may have come across an Acknowledgement of Country. To perform a Welcome to Country, you have to be a First Nations person with authority from your community, but anyone can perform an Acknowledgement of Country.
An Acknowledgement of Country can be done by anyone other than a traditional owner. It's lovely to see, and we see that respect when it's conveyed to us. It's important, and I think it builds a really strong basis for good relationships going forward.
But lately, both welcomes and acknowledgements have been at the centre of debate.
I'm here to welcome everybody to my father's country. Beautiful Bunurong country.
Recently, during an Anzac ceremony, a group of protesters, some of which are known to have extreme racist views, booed Bunurong elder Mark Brown when he was performing a Welcome to Country.
And moves to Diggers Rest in the north.
The crowd drowned out the boos.
And we pay respects to all of my community members.
While the hecklers were led away by police.
This was an act of low cowardice on a day when we honour courage and sacrifice.
They're a stain on our national fabric and they are not part of the Australian culture.
But while the protesters were condemned by both sides of politics, afterwards the opposition leader suggested that Anzac Day wasn't the time for a Welcome to Country.
My read of our vets would be that they don't want it on that day.
The RSL has spoken out in support of Welcome to Country, but Mr Dutton, along with other politicians and commentators, said that Welcome to Country had become too common in Australia.
There is a sense across the community that it's overdone. For the opening of Parliament, fair enough, it's respectful to do, but for the start of every meeting at work or the start of a football game, I think a lot of Australians think it's overdone and it cheapens the significance of what it was meant to do.
Some of that criticism seems to lump acknowledgements of country and Welcome to Country together, when they're not the same thing.
I think the issue, though, is when they become performative, when they occur before, every sporting event or every meeting in an office, it does become a little bit ridiculous.
During Peter Dutton's election campaign, he and Shadow Indigenous Affairs Minister Jacinta Price said if they were elected, they would cut federal funding for Welcome to Country ceremonies.
I don't believe that we should be spending $450,000 a term on Welcome to Country.
Some called the customs divisive and said that it isn't right to welcome Australians to their own country.
especially when they become politicised sort of statements that are divisive as opposed to, feeling like it is a welcome.
But Kirsty says that's not the point of a welcome to country.
I've never met an Aboriginal person or never seen an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander person who has said to anyone, welcome to Australia.
She says it's an opportunity to educate all Aussies about the land they're on and an invitation to move forward together.
I would be comforted if out of, some of these very sad and disappointing occurrences that we've had recently, if people could think about what it costs them to listen to an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander person to talk about their country and their relationship with it, and to acknowledge that it takes nothing away from any other person. Paying respect to someone doesn't cost a cent.